On the far side of the universe, we found a place to start again. We build Mobius.
2025 is not slowing down with the bangers coming out left and right, and Metal Eden is no exception when it comes to those. This game is amazing, and if you like first-person shooters, you have to try this one. It's by a AA studio. They previously made Ruiner. I don't know if they made anything else outside of Ruiner. I wasn't a huge fan of Ruiner because I'm not really into isometric games, but I loved the aesthetic of it. I loved the style of it. So them coming out of the woodworks and making a first-person shooter is just right up my alley. And just like Ruiner, it goes for a cyberpunk aesthetic, but I'll get to the visuals in a bit. Instead, I want to talk about the gameplay because this plays like Doom Eternal, and like that's an amazing thing because Doom Eternal's the best first-person shooter ever made, no question about it. I don't care if anyone says ULTRAKILL in the comments. This is my opinion. I think Doom Eternal is the best first-person shooter ever made, and it's very clear that Metal Eden was heavily inspired by it, but it doesn't outright copy it like a lot of other shooters tend to do, which kind of makes them fall flat on their face because they're just instantly compared to Doom Eternal. Metal Eden stands on its own, but I'm going to make a comparison to Doom Eternal anyway, because in that game you're pushed to use all of your weaponry, and the way they do that is by not giving you much ammo and having enemies have certain weaknesses depending on what attachment you have on certain guns. So you incentivize to switch and mess around with different weaponry, which pushes you into, well, playing it like a fun game. Metal Eden does this differently by adding this armor system to the enemies, which can only be effectively damaged by certain guns, and then when the armor's gone, the other guns are more effective, so it pushes you to mix and match these different weapons at once, because it throws a lot of different enemy types at you. And the further in you get, you see a lot more armored enemies. There are other ways to taking down the armor on enemies though, like you can hit them, which briefly weakens the armor, allowing you to do a fair amount of damage with weaponry that otherwise wouldn't be that effective. Oh, and there are these things called cores which you can pull out, instantly killing enemies, that you can then use to charge up and do a really powerful punch attack, which basically just obliterates all armor, but it's on a cooldown. You can also use these like little throwable attacks too. There's a lot of variety here, and the guns definitely add to that. Again with Doom Eternal, there's 2 attachments you can have on every single weapon. Well, not every single. You start out with an infinite ammo assault rifle, but that only has one like attachment thing. It's not really an attachment. It just kind of lowers the cooldown and increases the damage of it, which is not a bad thing. It's a really good starting weapon, and even halfway through the game I still find myself using it, which you can't say about the fucking pistol in Doom 2016. Obviously, because it plays like Doom Eternal, it's very focused on movement, and you could actually compare it to Titanfall 2 because it has a lot of wall running and platforming elements to it, which I guess Doom Eternal also had, but still, it's very fun in this game. Your character feels very heavy, like you can hear the wall, like the thuds on the wall when you're running against it. It's very meaty, very heavy and satisfying. And the guns are the exact same way. There's not a single bad gun in the game. Every single one is viable in their own way, and every single one feels absolutely amazing to use. I also really like that the mods you get change up how the guns look visually, and these models aren't just like putting an attachment on like it is in Doom Eternal. They actually go above and beyond, sometimes changing the model entirely. Like for the shotgun, for example, with the pellet upgrade, this isn't even the same gun anymore. It looks completely different, and I love that shit. It looks amazing. And speaking of looking amazing, the visuals in general. Wow. Just wow. A game that looks this good surprisingly runs well. And it's an Unreal Engine 5 game, I might add. Let that sink in. An Unreal Engine 5 game with ray tracing that runs well. You just never see this shit. This shit is like a fucking dodo bird when it comes to games. Metal Eden is great. Another amazing game in 2025. You should definitely go play it, support the developers. And I will see you all in the next video.